Okay, welcome back to Chris Fleming Guitar and Sean, our guitar tech, our luthier. So, a little story for everyone that you don't know yet. That is, you're actually watching the second try at getting the pickups installed and operational. And that's because first set I had, the set here, Fender Noiseless vintage pickups for Telecasters. When I brought those in last time, or the first set in to Sean to install, the bridge pickup was bad. We don't know why exactly, it just doesn't work. So I had to procure really quick a new set here, the set here. And we're going to start all over again, and we're going to film this again. I'm not going to show you the old film, there's no reason to do that. And we're going to give it another go. I think that's kind of about it. We're going to go back to the bench here.
Yeah, so we got the guitar here, did a little off-camera work. We've got the neck pickup installed. I'm going to talk about the process for installing the bridge pickup here.
Hopefully a good bridge pickup.
Hopefully a good bridge pickup. We'll do some testing to confirm that before we install it this time. Here's the bridge plate. I've got that out of the way. We will first be checking this pickup. Here's our new bridge pickup. Just visually inspecting it, it looks fine. The other one looked fine to me too, but this one has all the leads where it should.
Still a short ground.
Yeah, we were just discussing this. I don't really know why they cut it short. I'm sure someone's got the answer, but I like to run that into the control cavity, so I'll splice a ground wire onto that. First, we're going to measure it. So you can see I've got my little fluke meter here, my resistance. See if we can read this pickup. The other pickup gives no reading whatsoever. This one reads a nice hot 13.36.
Yay!
That's about where it's settling.
Okay.
So that's great. It's about what, for a humbucking pickup, that would be a reasonable measurement, So this is it's a stacked humbucker, as we've talked about.
To make it noiseless, right?
To make it noiseless, yeah. It's voiced to sound like a single coil, but it's in construction really a humbucker. I'm going to go ahead and mount that physically to the bridge plate and run the wires where they need to go. Take our ground wire, get the bare wires here, twist them up. You can use braided or solid wire. I've got a piece of solid wire here, solid core.
And it's black as well?
And it's black. Yeah, that's just to keep things straight.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Someday somebody may tear us apart and it needs to look black.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to put a little shrink on this connection here. Now I do the goofy, awkward thing without breaking any wires. This is always just a little weird. Try to get a couple of them into place.
Cumbersome is a good word, maybe.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Clunky. Not correct when the time comes up.
For many guitars and many players in many settings, I'll start with the bridge pickup and I'll set the volume of the bridge pickup, set the height to something that sounds good. And then I'll go to the neck pickup and I'll set it to try to match the volume of the bridge. But for certain players in certain contexts and certain guitars, I'll do the opposite. I'll start at the neck pickup. And that's probably what we'll do with you.
Yeah, because I'm more of a neck pickup sort of player.
Exactly.
Not that I ignore the bridge, but I generally am more of a neck pickup.
We want to optimize the tone of the neck pickup. Whereas if you're playing Zeppelin or whatever, you probably optimize the tone of the bridge pickup.
Or if I was like some kind of a Nashville session player or something, I suppose.
Yeah. They've got all kinds of stuff they do.
Actually, what I like about the Tellys is there is no middle pickup, frankly.
Yeah.
Because I tend, when I'm picking around and strumming, I tend to hit those middle pickups with my pick.
Yeah.
Just the way I am. And so without having, in this case, that's one thing I love about a Telecaster, I don't have to worry about that.
Many players feel the same. That's a common reason that people might prefer a Telecaster.
Yeah. With my Strat, I'm always going, oh, darn.
Yeah. What we've done is gotten this bridge pickup physically attached to the plate again. We spliced on that ground wire. We ran the hot ground wire through over to the control cavity here. This is the hot wire coming from the bridge pickup. and it's now been resoldered right onto the last lug of the switch here. We're going to reattach the ground to the back of the pot, start there. It's funny, I've got all kinds of methods of trying not to scratch guitars while I'm working on them, you know?
And all your guitar players appreciate that. So.
It's one of the tougher things about the job.
But I did notice you left the film on the pickguard here, I'm sure, just for extra
Yeah.
protection while you're working.
Oh, certainly. Before we start screwing anything back down, I'm just going to tap test the pickups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think we should be just fine.
We're praying to the guitar gods.
Yeah.
So.
Every time.
Yeah, it's a very tight fit.
I'll fix that.
Yay. Nice. But that proves the previous ones were duds.
Just the bridge, though.
Yeah, just the bridge.
It's a delicate thing. And there's exposed wires that can get shorted out.
Yeah.
We know that things work electrically. I'm just going to start screwing stuff back together, put the saddles back on, bolt the neck back in place, string it up.
Play a little bit,
Yeah.
compare, because you played a little bit
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the previous videos.
Yeah, plug it into that amp
Just-
over there in a minute.
Something I was going to mention to Mike about this, these screws ought to go through these holes freely in the body. You see that, how I don't have to start threading the screw through the body. It goes freely through the body. And then when I get to the neck with the screw, I'll actually back turn the screw till it sits down in its little groove. It sits, you know, you feel it set down into the threads that you've already cut, and then you can start tightening it. So I'll do that with each screw. You'll see me back turn the screw. So you'll back turn the screw, you'll feel it physically set, and you'll see it, and it notches down into the threads, and then you can start tightening it. Right? So a lot of times, for some reason, this is something that at the factory they don't do this properly. You'll have to thread the screw all the way through the body and into the neck, and that's not really actually ideal. When we're joining pieces of wood, you want the wood screw to go through the upper hole and thread into the lower hole.
Gotcha.
So that it compresses those pieces of wood together.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do. It's almost never the case with Squires. I don't know why. I think they drill the neck holes the same exact. They just do it in one pass.
Gotcha.
You know, and then they just
So did you widen these holes? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice.
I just widen out the body holes to the outer diameter of these screws.
Okay.
So that they go through the body.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
thread into the neck. So now we're at the pickup balancing phase. I don't know if you can tell on camera, you can do if I hold it like that. These pickups right now, they're installed, but they're very low. So we're gonna go ahead and raise those up to a reasonable height. I'm just gonna start with the neck pickup. I'm gonna bring it up closer to the strings. I think I said this as we were filming last time, so I'll repeat it for this. There's an optimal height for pickups, but some of it is up to taste. You don't want them too close because the magnets start influencing the vibration of the string. And you can see that if you have a great stroke tuner and you're tuning the guitar.
Yeah.
And the pickup gets close enough that you'll fret it and play it, and the pitch will not hold steady. The pitch will start to kind of dip and wobble in weird ways.
Okay.
And occasionally it will create this really aggressive second note, and the string's now vibrating two different frequencies. You know,
Okay. Like a harmonic or
it's
something.
exactly. It's sort of an odd harmonic that gets created just by the string physically being held by the magnet.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and raise this to try to get it to sound good. I don't want it to be right up on the strings. You know, I want to keep it at a safe distance so the sustain is not influenced and the pitch is not influenced.
Gotcha. Like everything, there's just a compromise of several factors you have to take in consideration.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's no number that tells you what the perfect pickup height for the pickup is. A lot of it is going to be what your ear tells you sounds
Yeah,
good.
sure.
Well, I like that better than the other pickup.
You can tell already. Huh?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's a volume thing. So I'll try to kind of hit that note with a certain attack. Hit that note with an attack, and
maybe a couple notes. And if those feel like they're relatively even to me, that's a good place to start.
Regardless of how it's tilted, then.
Yeah, it's a volume thing.
Okay,
You know,
gotcha.
use your ears for everything always.
Right, right.
You know, it's not about like
The physics.
yeah, exactly. So
I mean, volume-wise, pretty close the same.
I agree. I think it sounds fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So now you'll see you can see physically the height difference now where the neck pickup is,
Yeah.
and now we look over at the bridge and it's still really far away.
It's-
So you'll hear that.
Oh yeah.
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 It's
Completely.
like it's broken right now.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we'll go ahead and raise that.
That's fine.
Yeah, before I do this, I might end up lowering this one, so I want to check it. I'm going to start doing some intonation, and we're going to see how the pitch behaves. So I'm checking, I'm going to make sure you can see this on screen. Everyone knows intonation, I'm sure there's a million videos, but harmonic, then fret the pitch, you can hear that's quite sharp. I'm going to actually back up a step. I'm going to drop this pickup out of the way. I want to make sure that it doesn't influence my intonation, and we're going to set the intonation, and then I'll raise it back up. I'm just lowering the pickup to a point where I know that the magnet is not influencing the pitch of the string.
Oh, I see.
So now I can set your intonation with confidence.
Gotcha.
You know that it's not being affected by that magnet. It's quite sharp. Strobe tuners are a huge thing if you're trying to intonate your instruments.
Yeah, that's what I use.
I think it's extremely important. So that's the harmonic. I'm just checking that
Okay.
as a reference.
It's
I like
holding
that.
steady there.
That's good.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So now I'll check D. So D is a little sharp. I'm going to back it up. Okay. It's a little sharp. So I like to do open string, and then you'll see me always do that harmonic and then check the pitch again. That's more for my ear, because I can tell pitch differences between the harmonic and the fretted note. You know, it's a little too far back, so we'll ease that up a notch. So we've intonated the low E string here, we've intonated the D string here. You can see the positions of these two. I would expect the A string to be halfway up, you know, between them.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna set it physically to where it just, these make a nice line, you know, and then I'm gonna double check it, and I'll bet it's gonna be in tune.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you can line it up with the D string then.
I'm not gonna line it
Or
up.
get between the D and the
Exactly.
E. Okay.
Yeah, you just want to get those three to have a nice graduated step to them. And then fit-
Oh boy, shading.
That's
Seemed like a shading flat a little, but
I actually intonate the G string a tiny bit flat
oh, do you?
on purpose.
Oh, and why is that?
Because when you're playing that chord,
Yeah.
this major third in
Yeah.
our equal temperament tuning has a tendency to sound a bit sharp. I play that chord often enough to
Mhm.
hear that, and it bothers me a little.
Interesting. Okay.
And I want that chord to sit nicer.
Okay.
So if I'm gonna do something, I actually err just the hairest bit
Oh,
flat
okay.
on the G.
Wow. My ears never picked that up.
Yeah, sounds good too. So then I'll check with fifths and fourths. Try to keep thirds out of it because they screw up intonations. So I'll do this kind of thing. It's like there's a D, and then I've got A, D, A. Sounds great. A, E, A, E. Just like a bunch of open kind of 5 chords, you know. Just check that sort of stuff.
It's pretty.
Yeah, and you can hear everything's ringing really nicely, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot of definition in there.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned was missing from that other pickup.
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, completely.
that's much better. Yeah. Okay, so let's get him back up now.
Yeah. Seems good to me.
I agree. Yeah.
It's not right.
Ooh. Too much.
I'm thinking the bridge is still a little subtle to me.
A little subtle. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's getting closer, but I
Yeah,
agree. I'd
maybe
like
just
a little more.
slightly. So.
Yeah.
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 Seems pretty equal now.
That's so much better. All right, we're back. New pickups plugged into same amp you heard before. That's the sound of the neck pickup. That's so much better.
No, it's better, me.
Yeah.
$200 pickups.
It's great. I like that. Yeah. I'm outing myself as a John Mayer fan on
This journey is coming to an end, and let me explain what I mean by that. Actually, before I explain that, I just want to say one last time, thank you very much, Sean, over at Fleming Guitar. All the luthier and guitar tech type of work that had to be done on this guitar. By now, hopefully you've seen him put the pickups in. Good pickups. We had a false start there with some bad pickups. The pickups that came with the guitar were ceramic pickups, and in isolation they sounded okay. Now that we put these AlNiCo 2 pickups in, both Sean and myself agree that it just sounds completely different and so much better. I haven't actually had a chance to play it yet. I wanted to get right home and get the aesthetics finished. So at this point, the guitar is ready to go except for 2 things. Number 1, I want to clean it up. And number 2, the final surprise I have, which I haven't really mentioned yet, is that I have a very special neck plate that's going to replace the one that came with the guitar, and I'll show that to you when the time comes. And then I guess the third thing I should mention is I have a very nice black Fender case that I'm going to put this in. One last thing. Kind of hinted at this a couple times, but I just want to reiterate this. My guitar teacher, Adam, Number one is going to play a number or two for you, probably here in my home studio. And we'll get this guitar in his hands, and he'll do a much better job than I will do, and you'll enjoy him. And number two, Adam has agreed, as long as it's the right venue, at the right time, in the right place, under the right circumstances, which he will be the judge of, he's going to play my guitar at a gig, an upcoming gig that he will have in town. Not sure which one or when that's going to be. That's to be determined. And he's also going to play one of my original songs, which I call Wet Winter's Evening, which we'll get into that another time. But he'll play an original song of mine on this telly of mine. And that will be the culmination of all the work. And then that's going to be that. So without any further ado, I'm going to get to the cleaning here on this guitar. And then we'll change the neck plate. And then we'll put it in its case. And we'll call it a wrap on this part of the whole project.
A wet winter's evening, her cold and bitter air. A wet winter's evening, her cold bitter stare. A memory never leaving, still trying not to care. This rain, it makes it bad, and darkness that much worse. This rain, it makes it bad, and darkness so much worse. My bleeding heart ever sad, and my brain's eternal curse. My blue heart is aching, the pain I cannot bear. My blue heart is aching,
There you have it. You saw me clean it. It's all shiny looking and new looking now, and I'm really pleased with it. I love the colors. I should probably show it here to everybody. This is the culmination of everything I've been doing for, I think it's been going on 3 months at this point. I am going to California tomorrow for a little family reunion, and I've been hoping to take this with me so I could show it off, and it looks like I'm going to have that opportunity. I hope you enjoyed this whole series. I am going to lay it in this case to my left. I'll give you one final shot of it there. The very last things are really just my guitar teacher Adam playing for you here at home and possibly on one of his gigs as well. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I want to thank everybody that's helped me. My Sweetwater sales engineer Isaac, my guitar tech and luthier Sean, my guitar teacher Adam, and a lot of patience from my wife. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears from me. But I hope this series is valuable for some people. It was meant to be an exercise where I would learn, I would have fun, I would make my mistakes, and I think all that came true. I made plenty of mistakes, I did a lot of learning, and I had a lot of fun. Would I do this again? I'll let you in a little secret. I've already started a little parts caster project. I'm not going to record it for posterity and put it on YouTube. I do have kind of a bug now to actually literally start from scratch. Anyway, I can't wait to play this thing. I'm sure it's going to sound sweet. It sounded sweet in the guitar shop. Yeah, it's all good. Let's keep it real. Let's put this sucker in its case and see what it looks like.